So sitting cross-legged or however suits you this morning. Just start to find a comfortable seat as you center yourself. Close your eyes gently. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it all go throughout your mouth. One more time like that. Really fill up. You can even let your shoulders scrunch up this time. And then as you exhale, really let them fall down, feel nice and heavy as they pull away from your ears. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears, roll them back. Let the collarbones spread. And let's open class together with 3 ohms. Breathing in, nice tall spine here. Om. 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 Doing 5 rounds of breath, just sitting with that vibration, starting to find an even inhale and exhale. Start to turn inward. One more round of breath. Beautiful. Then slowly let your eyes blink open. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Just reach up overhead. Find a nice tall stretch here. Start to feel your core engaging. Reach your fingertips tall, but pull your shoulders down. Grounding down through the sit bones to lift your heart a little bit higher. And as you exhale, bring your arms back down. Keep your left hand grounded into the mat. Take your right arm up and over as you ground your right sit bone. Finding this nice long side stretch. You can gaze gently up above your elbow. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, take it back up through center. Just switch sides. Right hand comes down, left sit bone grounds as you reach up, and then take it over. Again, it's hard in these side bends to pull your shoulders down away from your ears, but try to do that as you reach away. Inhaling here and exhaling. Take both arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, press your palms toward the sky. And as you exhale, start to tuck your chin, round your spine, press those interlaced palms forward, finding length in the arms here. And then making space down the spine. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, reach it back up. Take your interlaced palms behind your head. Press your head gently back into your hands as your elbows spread side to side. Feeling a nice stretch from your shoulders to your elbows. Try not to have too much sway in your lower back here. So try to engage your core here and find a nice tall spine instead of swayed spine as you open your shoulders side to side. And as you exhale, tuck your chin, bring your elbows in front of you as you fold it in. One more time, inhale, reach it open as you gaze up. Reach those palms back up toward the sky. And as you exhale, release your palms down in front of you. Remove anything that you might be sitting on. You can start a playlist here. And just, we're not going to take a formal tabletop yet. Just move a little bit on your mat. Get yourself settled. Start to feel your foundation. All the points of contact with the earth, with your mat. Just feel good here. Maybe making circles with your hips. Sometimes in the morning, like a lazy up dog can feel good. Nice heavy hips as you pull your heart forward. And then exhale, let's everybody meet in child's pose for just a moment. Big toes are touching, knees are spread apart. Keep your arms nice and active here. Forehead comes to the mat. Bring your fingers on tips here, like tense. Reach a little bit further. And then drop your elbows to the mat. Join your hands in prayer. And take your prayer up overhead. Pressing your elbows down, kind of hollowing out the armpits here as you lift your upper arms away from the mat. Nice tricep stretch here. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Release that prayer back onto the mat. Slide yourself forward onto your belly. Let's just come into Sphinx pose here. Setting up your elbows right under your shoulders. Your forearms are parallel. Take an inhale here to pull your heart forward as you gaze forward, and then maybe take it up a tiny bit. Traction in your arms back towards your torso. From here, just take a little neck stretch. Get glance over your right shoulder. Come back through center. Glance over your left shoulder. Come back to center. One more time to each side. Take it right as you inhale. Exhale to center. Inhale, take it over the left. Exhale, bring it back to center. Take your hands by your rib cage here. Just come into a lazy up dog. It's early in the practice, so you can keep it low. Even like a low cobra here is fine. Opening your heart, pulling your shoulders back as your heart moves forward. And as you exhale, tuck your toes under, press back through child's pose, and just take it into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here. We're gonna take 5 breaths. I have to go let my dog inside. So just take 5 breaths here. You can pedal your legs, shake your head yes and no, and get settled in your downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. I can see it's going to be one of those days. From your downward facing dog, come high on your toes here and bend into your knees. Feel your chest move back toward your thighs here. Send your sit bones way up toward the sky. They're probably going to feel like they're separating a little bit. Find space in your hamstrings here. Nice strong arms. Your palms are pressing into the mat. And then as you exhale with all of this space, just gently let your heels fall back to the mat as you straighten your legs. Right, a small movement, but lots of opening. Again, inhale, come high on those toes. Send your chest back a little bit further as you bend your knees. And then exhale, straighten your legs, drop your heels, come into downward facing dog. Inhaling here and exhaling. Next, inhale, send that right leg all the way up toward the sky, 3-legged dog. Stack your hips as you bend your knee to open up to the side. Circle your ankle a few times in one direction and then the other. And then start to make those nice juicy circles with your whole leg, right? Either a bent knee or a straight leg. Warming up the hip. Maybe feeling all the cracks. Switch directions if you haven't already. And on your next inhale, send that right leg all the way up toward the sky. This time, just come high on the left toes. And again, bend that knee. Send your chest back and feel how that gives you more availability to reach your right toes up toward the sky. Good, one more breath. As you exhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest, and gently drop your foot in between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Rock back and forth here. Come up on your fingertips so you feel nice and buoyant, not sinking down. Keep your heart moving forward. Then come back to stillness as you center yourself. On your next inhale, press into your right foot to straighten your right leg. Fold it down into a long pyramid. Pull your right hip back and in. Inhale back into a low lunge. This time, tap your left knee down. Inhale, lift that left knee as you straighten your right leg. Fold it down. Then exhale as you bend back into your right knee. Gently tap that left knee down. Keep your toes tucked. Feel the length. I don't know if you guys feel the extra bit sort of opening right at the top of my left hip here. Keep those toes tucked here. One more breath, nice and strong. And then exhale, you can untuck your back toes if you want. Straighten your right leg and fold it down into a half split. Pressing your right heel into the mat. Maybe windshield wipering it back and forth. One more breath here. As you inhale, return yourself to low lunge. Tuck your left toe, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up toward the sky. Bend your knee, open up that hip, and then start to make those circles again. Slowly or quickly, do what you need to do this morning. Switch directions, so like 2 or 3 circles in each side. Next, inhale, send that left leg up toward the sky, come high on your right toes, gentle bend in your right knee as you send your chest back, feel your left toes lifting a little bit higher. And as you exhale, roll it forward to plank, hug your knee towards your chest, hold it there. And as you exhale, place your foot in between your hands, come up on your fingertips, rock back and forth here, find your foundation. As you pull your heart forward, lift your hips away from the mat. And as you exhale, press into your left foot to straighten your leg, fold it down. Inhale here, pull it back into a lunge. This time gently tap your right knee down. And as you exhale, lift that right knee to straighten your left leg, fold it down. Come back into a lunge here. Keep your toes tucked, but tap that right knee down. Good, feel the engagement. Even think about tucking your right tailbone down toward your right knee. Find some extra opening in the front of that right hip. And then as you exhale, you can untuck your toes, start to straighten your left leg. You can fold it down into a half split. Inhaling here, think about pressing that left heel into the mat, pulling your hips into the midline. One more breath. Inhale, bend back into the left knee, tuck your back toes, step it back to downward facing dog. And then engaging your core, pulling your navel up toward the sky, keeping like a hollow belly here. Start to tiptoe yourself to the top of the mat. With straight legs as long as possible. Arrive with your feet hips width distance apart and just hang here, right? Grab opposite elbows, crisscross behind your legs. See what feels good to you. Think about the weight in your feet. Maybe play around with it a little, like rock a little bit forward into your toes and then send it back into your hips and just notice what that does to the different muscles in your legs, right? Sometimes we sort of default to where we're comfortable. So maybe take it a little bit out of your comfort zone at each time, right? Focusing on maybe the weight of your feet or however you want to focus to make something different today. Beautiful. If you have any other bind other than the elbows, grab opposite, everyone should grab opposite elbows here. Bend into your knees, keep your head framed inside your upper arms, tuck your tailbone and slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand. Keeping your elbows held. Think a little back bend here, reach your heart toward the sky, tuck your tail down. Good, and then from here, with your elbows held, just take a side bend to each side. Really opening up the shoulders all the way like by the armpits here. One more time to each side. Keep that tail engaged down. When you come back to center, reach your arms up toward the sky. And as you exhale, bring your arms by your side, Tadasana. Close your eyes for just a moment here as you start to bring your feet together, your toes and heels touching. Set an intention for your practice this morning. As we head into the weekend. Right? There's always like a sort of a rebirth or renewal, whether it's Monday or Friday or something, right? Something new is happening. So set your intention as you embark on this journey of your day, wherever that's starting. Let your eyes blink open. Let's warm up with some sun salutation. And again, you can always soften your knees. Just see what that does to your practice and see if it feels good to you today. Engage your core gently as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, maybe palms press. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, press your palms into the mat. Step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Squeeze those elbows in. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back, let your hips lead the way, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, feel the extra length you're creating in your body by engaging by the foundation. So really press into the palms, press into your feet, whatever part of your feet is touching the mat. Not everybody's heels touch, but use that to lift you up. Feel buoyant even in this downward facing dog. One more inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. As you exhale, just fold it right back down. Inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, just keep your palms pressing into the mat. See what happens when you lift your fingers off the mat. So just the four corners of your palm are pressing in. You may feel extra length in your arms or up the sides of your torso. Just notice, right? Find some balance here. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press as you press your feet into the mat to lift a little taller. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Hooking your thumbs out in front of you. You can even gently bend your knees before you start. As you inhale, start to lift up. As you take your thumbs up overhead, gaze up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, hands come to the mat, step your right foot back to a lunge, gaze forward. Maybe tap your right knee down again like we did earlier. And then as you exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Engage your core. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, send that touch to the sky. Inhale, slide it forward to cobra. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward to a lunge. Maybe tap your left knee down. Exhale, step that left foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Finding our breath and our movement in sync. Hands come to the mat, step your right foot back to a lunge, tap it down. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. I think I did the wrong leg. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to cobra. Exhale, push it back, CT heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward to a lunge. Exhale, right foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana, right? Building some heat. A lot of us have like a love-hate relationship with that Jivamukti sun salutation. For whatever it's worth, it gets your breath moving, right? It gets your body moving and focused. Back at the top of your mat, toes and heels are touching. Bend your knees deeply, send the weight into your heels as you come up to Utkatasana, pausing here. Maybe your palms are joined overhead, as long as you have straight arms, so you can even bring them down. Or if your shoulders aren't ready, just reach your arms straight up over your shoulders. Drop your seat, tuck your tail, lift your heart. One more breath. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, take it right back down, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, rise up, warrior one. Square the hips forward. Exhale, take it back down through your vinyasa or meeting downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Pause here, take 2 breaths. Really dig into the outer edge of that back foot to pull your hips forward. Tuck your tail, lift your heart. As you exhale, bring your hands to your lower back, straighten your right leg here for just a moment. Pull your knuckles down to lift your heart. And as you exhale, bend back into your front knee as you come into humble warrior. Devotional warrior, let the crown of your head pull you down. Keep pressing into your foundation with your feet to lift your hips as your torso drops. Inhale here. Exhale. Next, inhale, come halfway up, release your palms, bring your left hand down, lift your left heel, taking to this nice open twist. Keep pulling your right hip in toward the midline. Bending into that right knee, opening up. One more breath. Exhale, right hand down, step it back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to a lunge. rise up, warrior one. Pausing here. Feeling your foundation, lift your heart, tuck your tail, nice long front body. And as you exhale, press into your left foot to straighten your leg, arms come behind you. Interlace those fingers, press into your feet and feel that lifting your heart up toward the sky. One more breath. As you exhale, bend into your left knee, fold to the inside, coming into humble warrior on the left. Keep pulling your left hip back and then in toward the midline. So it's not like splaying out to the side. Right, nice even hips here. One more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your torso halfway, release your hands. Right hand comes down under your right shoulder. Right heel comes up, take it into this nice open twist. So you're pulling your torso out of the midline, kind of as you bring your left hip into the midline. One more breath. Left hand comes down, step it back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here, reset. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, fill it up here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, bend your knees, see if you rise up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand Tadasana. Moving on. Bend those knees deeply again, rise up to Utkatasana. As you exhale, bring your hands to prayer heart center. Take a twist to the right. So hook your left arm outside your right thigh here. Really press those palms into each other. Try stacking your right elbow on top of your left. So your elbows are kind of like perpendicular. They get perpendicular line to the ground. Pull your heart toward your thumbs. Sit a little deeper. One more breath. Inhale, come back to Siddha Utkatasana. And then as you exhale, just hook your thumbs, straighten your legs, take it up and back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp your hand, just fold it down, reset. Inhale, release your fingers, drop your hips, come to Utkatasana. And then exhale, let's take the twist to the other side. So right arm, this time on the outside of your left side here. And really use that to pressure, to pull your heart kind of toward the side, toward your thumbs. Gaze is up, hips are low. One more breath here. Good, inhale, come back to center Utkatasana. As you straighten your legs, hook your thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Exhale, bend your knees here, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Keeping your arms clasped behind you again, just bring your hips down into Utkatasana, but you're pulling your knuckles back like the skiers pose. Trying to keep your chest and your torso attached to your thighs. Gaze is ahead, sink a little bit deeper. As you exhale, straighten your legs, release your arms to the mat, fold it down. Inhale here, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, that right foot steps forward, rising up to warrior one. Exhaling, opening up to warrior two. Pause. Pull that right knee back, tuck your tail. Lift your heart. Press into that back foot, gaze ahead, over your right fingertips. One more breath. Inhale, take it, reverse your warrior. Keep bending deeply into your right knee as you reach away from it. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, come into extended side angle, any version. Modified with your arm on your leg. You can bring your hands down to either side of your foot. You can take the bind. All the while, you're pressing into your feet and keeping your hips from sinking down. Most importantly, engaging those legs. One more breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Start to pivot onto your left toes here as you bring your left hand back down, taking it back into this twist for just a moment, this nice open twist. And then as you exhale, start to roll into the outer edge of that left foot, coming into Vashisthasana, side plank here. Good, any version. As long as you're pressing down to lift your hips away from the mat. Inhaling here. Exhale. One more breath. Lift a little bit higher by pressing down a little bit more. As you exhale, right hand comes down, come to plank, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, left foot steps forward, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two, just pause. Maybe even lift your left toes off the mat. Just notice what that does to the engagement in your left leg, especially your quad and your inner thigh there. One more breath. Inhale, reach up, reach back, reverse your warrior. Keep pressing into the mat. Don't let those hips sink. And then exhale, take it into extended side angle, the same version you did on the other side. Doing what feels good. Focusing maybe on your feet here. Using your feet to open your hips. One more breath. As you exhale, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. Take it into a nice open twist, lifting your left arm up and back. Gaze follows. From your twist, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Come into your version of Vashisthasana. So you can take a big toe hold, you can bring your legs in a tree, stack your legs, make a kickstand if you're not feeling it today. Most important is to press down, lifting those hips away, like you're draped over a beach ball. One more breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down, come to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Good, that was a quick, intense little session there. Series, sequence, whatever you want to call it. Just reset. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more breaths here. In and out. This time as you inhale, step your right foot forward, rise up to warrior one, square those hips forward, and then exhale, open it up to warrior two. Inhale here, reverse your warrior. Stay reversed here, but press into your right foot to straighten your right leg. So you're kind of in a reverse triangle now. Tuck your tail under, don't let your seat move back, right? Tuck it under, no pressure in the lower back. And then inhale, bring your torso upright, arms come side to side. You can stay in a wide stance triangle or shorten it a little bit by bringing your back foot in. As you inhale, start to reach your right arm forward, almost exaggerate it like you're pulling your right hip crease back. And then exhale, come into triangle pose. Set yourself up, take a few breaths here to get settled. Right, you're pulling your right hip toward, forward as you stack your left hip back. Maybe gently bend into your right knee as you open your hips a little more, then straighten back into it. Inhale here, gaze is up, tail is tucked, pressing into those feet. One more breath. Good, stay down in triangle, take your left arm forward over your ear, reaching forward, keeping your heart open toward the side of the room. And then either stay here or maybe lift your right arm too, pressing into that feet, using your core, holding it here. Don't let your heart drop toward the floor. Inhale, press into your feet to come all the way up to stand. Right toes come in, feet are parallel, hands come to your waist. Press into your feet here, even if you have to bend your knees a little bit, really feel that foundation as you press your waist down, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. And then exhale, let your heart lead the way as you fold it down over these nice, strong, engaged legs. Release your hands, walk them back to the level of your toes. Crown of your head is pulling down. If it makes contact here, you're welcome to go upside down for a few breaths. We're going to be here for about 5 breaths. If you're not upside down, just see what it feels like to bend into your knees, send your seat back a little bit, and then exhale, press into your feet to straighten your legs. You can let me know after class if you notice anything. I feel a lot of extra opening on my inner thighs. Good. 2 more breaths wherever you are. If you're upside down, start to make your way back down to the mat, the same way you came. Inhaling here and exhaling. Next, inhale, lift your torso halfway, bring your hands to your hips. Press into your feet as you inhale to lift your torso. Turn your right toes, turn your right toes back toward the front of the mat. Come into warrior two here for just a breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior. First do it as a side bend here, right? So you're really keeping your heart toward the side of the room. Hold it here. And then as you exhale, try to press into that back foot to steer your heart more into a back bend, up toward the ceiling. Hold it here for one more breath. And then as you exhale, cartwheel your arms down to the either side of your front foot. Step back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse your warrior. Hold it here for a breath. Then press into that left foot to straighten your leg, turning this into a reverse triangle. Keep your tail tucked under, right? Nice, sort of like your torso is in between two panes of glass here. One more breath. As you inhale, bring your torso upright, arms reach out to the sides. Adjust your stance to where you're comfortable in triangle. And then start to reach your left arm forward. Keep a nice long left side body here. And when you get as long as you can, take it into triangle. Good, finding your place here. Taking it step by step, not rushing. Even in a fast class, like find the time and the breath to get into your full posture. One more breath here, maybe bend a little bit into that knee. Good, straighten it back out. As you inhale, take your right arm up overhead, over here, reaching toward the front of the room. Keep your heart open. Maybe bring that left arm up to meet it like you're holding the big beach ball we were drifting over before. Hold it here, one more breath. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Feet come parallel. Bring your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers, tuck your tail, press into your feet to lift your heart. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward. And before you think about bringing your palms overhead, or your fist overhead, first lift your fingers toward the sky. They're interlaced, so the knuckles are reaching toward the sky. Feel your shoulders move away from your ears. And in that space, then maybe start to take them up overhead, right? That keeps your shoulders from scrunching up by your ears, which is easier to do, but not really as effective a pose, not as good for your shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale. On your next inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand. Release your fingers, left toes forward, take it into warrior two. And then again, one more time, take this as a side bend reverse warrior, keeping your heart toward the side of the room. Gaze is right in front of you toward that wall or whatever's in front of you on the side. Beautiful. And then from here, press into your right foot to steer your heart up toward the side. So get into more of a back bend here. Reaching up and back, let your gaze come to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Stepping back, lowering down to chaturanga, or meet us in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Let's bring our knees down to the mat. Take a few breaths in child's pose. And again, you can do you explore your child's pose. We often do it with our knees out and toes in. See what happens if you bring your thighs together and fold down over your tight legs here. Just a different sensation. Inhaling here. Exhale. Inhale. Good. As you exhale, stay low. Just start to slide your body forward onto the mat, coming onto your belly here. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Extend your right arm directly out to the side. So it's making like half of a capital T. Your arm is straight out from your right shoulder. And then start to roll to the right. Opening up that right shoulder, staying like pressing down. So you're not like sinking down. Really press down into that shoulder to lift your heart up and over. Left hand can reach up toward the sky or start to fall behind you. Aiming for the, like to interlace your fingers behind you, right? It's a big shoulder opener, so take it easy. You can use your left leg bend as kind of like an anchor here. You could even take your left leg into like half of a figure four position here. Opening up your hip, kind of doing double duty. One more breath. Just feel the gravity helping to open up your shoulder. Beautiful. Release the grip if you have it. Come back through center, switching sides. Left arm sends out to the side. Roll. Before you start to roll, really feel the left shoulder into the mat, right? And you can press into it so that your heart doesn't sink. And then start to take your right arm up and over as you open your heart toward the side and then toward the sky. Maybe bending into your right knee for balance and stability. You can take it into a figure four here if you want a little hip opener. Right? Every day is different. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your forearms parallel in front of you. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose for just a moment here. Forearms are parallel, elbows are right under your shoulders. Really feel your hip bones and your pubic bone pressing into the mat, and use that to pull your heart forward as your shoulders pull back, right? Nothing's actually moving, but you're tractioning your forearms back as you pull your heart forward. Challenging. It's a challenging pose because you don't have a lot of leeway to sort of cheat or get into the pose, right? You're just kind of stuck on the mat and you're just pulling your heart forward. One more breath here. As you exhale, release it down. You can bring your elbows out to the side for just a moment. Rock your hips side to side. And bring yourself back into Sphinx pose. Tuck your toes under. Good. And before we lift up into forearm plank, really think about pulling your navel up away from the mat, tucking your tailbone down, getting yourself all set up so that all you have to do is press down to get into your forearm plank. Keep pulling your tailbone down towards your heels, squeezing into the midline as if you were holding a block. Engage that core, pull it up and away from the mat, all the while pressing down into your foundation for strength and stability. One more breath here. Then staying here or starting to walk your feet into a dolphin pose. Great, a forearm dog. Pausing here for just a moment. We're not going to stay here too long. Maybe 5 more breaths. In those 5 breaths, if you can either stay in a downward face dolphin pose or lift one leg and then the other. Come into Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand if that's in your practice. If you're just staying in forearm dog, just keep sending that heart back towards your thighs, pressing into your forearms, feeling your armpits lift away from the mat. Good, one more breath here. Exhale. Then I want you to really press into your hands, feel your palms pressing into the mat. And then either one arm at a time, or you can try lifting both at a time. Press into your hands, so lift your elbows up, coming into downward facing dog. Maybe you need to adjust your stance, move your feet back a little bit. Settle down into your downward facing dog here. On your next inhale, send your right leg up toward the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, come forward to plank, bring your knee in towards your chest, and then place your foot in between your hands, coming up into a high lunge. Pausing here. Good. Nice tall spine here. Maybe bend your left knee a little bit, tuck your tail under, feel length in the front of your left leg. And then straighten back into your lunge. Hands come to heart center. Engage your core. Tip yourself forward into a warrior 3. Hips are even. Back toes are engaged. Pulling down toward the mat. One more breath. As you exhale, right hand comes down. Peel yourself open into half moon pose. Breathing here. One more breath. Exhale, left hand comes down. Lengthen your spine forward. And then exhale, just fold it down into a standing leg split here. Pressing down through your right foot, lifting those left toes. And then as you exhale, gently float your left leg to the back of the mat. Press your palms into the mat, step it back to downward facing dog. Left leg reaches toward the sky as you inhale. Exhale, roll forward to plank. Really hug your knee in toward your nose. And then exhale, gently place your foot in between your hands. Press into your feet, rise up to high lunge. From here, just gently bend that right knee. Tuck your right tail down toward the back of that knee. And then start to straighten it back out. One more breath. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Engage your core, tip yourself forward, come into your warrior 3. Squeezing your outer hips into the midline and so that you're nice and balanced here. One more breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down, peel your hips open toward the side of the room, coming into half moon pose. Pausing here. Inhaling. And as you exhale, right hand comes down, square your hips as you pull your heart forward and lengthen. And then exhale, folding the standing leg split. Inhaling here. And exhaling. This time as you inhale, just bring your right foot to meet your left at the top of the mat. Inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees as you rise up to Utkatasana. Then hands come to heart center, pop your heels up off the mat, and like you're kind of sliding your back down the wall. Squeeze your legs into the midline as you come to sit on your heels. Holding in here, nice tall spine, shoulders are away from your ears. Find something steady to gaze at. One more breath. And then as you exhale, gently drop to your seat. Just one round of Navasana here. Bent knees or straight legs. Heart is open. Torso is tall here. That's the most important. Engage your core here as we hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way down to low boat. Hold it here. Hover your heels. You can pump your arms if it helps for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, pop yourself back up. Bring your feet to the mat. Just hug it in for a moment. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. But then we're going to come to sit in a straddle, because what would any class of ours be without our favorite pose? Open your legs out wide to the side. Bring your hands behind you. Press down to lift your heart, lengthen the whole front body, pull your shoulders down away from your ears, engage your core, and then start to walk your hands out in front of you, keeping that long spine, letting your heart pull you forward first, and then down, staying on your palms, your forearms. You can bring it all the way down. Don't forget about your legs back there, right? Keep them engaged, pulling down toward the mat. Even take a moment here to press into your heels and gently bend your knees. They may move like a millimeter, like they're bending. You're trying to pull them into a bent position as you pull your heels into the midline. Hold it there, feel your inner thighs engage. And then exhale, release, and maybe float a little bit further. One more breath here. Next inhale, come all the way back up. Take your hands behind your thighs. Bring your soles of your feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana. And again, we'll be here for a few breaths. Try it with your feet pressing together, the soles of your feet, and then maybe try opening them like a book, just pressing the pinky toe edge side of the foot together, and just see how it feels for you. I'm gonna move back here. Good, take an inhale here to lengthen. You can use your hands holding your ankles here to lift your heart, and then exhale, fold it forward. Again, nice, let your heart always lead the way, not just in yoga, but right now in yoga. Good. And when you get to where you're going, drop your head. You can use your elbows to open your legs a little bit further. Play around with the feet positions and see what feels good to you, or just different. Or like, oh, I never knew that I had that sensation, right? One more breath here. Inhale, come back up to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let your hands, like your fingertips, come up by your calves here on the mat. Feel your belly hollow out here as you tuck your tail down towards your heels, and then slowly roll yourself down, feeling each one of your vertebrae come into the mat, imprinting there, like you're coming into sand and leaving a mark there, right? Good. We're going to take one back bend here, so bend your knees. Feel those feet pressing into the mat, whether you're coming into half wheel or full wheel. You're starting from your foundation. So you're going to press your feet down to lift your hips up. And in whichever position you're taking, if you're taking either of them, you're going to tuck your tail down toward your knees. So half wheel, you're going to press into your feet, and then you can interlace your fingers under you, shimmying your shoulders into the midline as you pop your chest up toward the sky by pressing down into your feet. Or bring your hands to either side of your head, coming all the way up into full wheel. But again, finding your foundation, really pressing down and feeling that lift your hips up toward the sky. Hold it here for 3 more breaths wherever you are. As you exhale, tuck your chin in. If you're all the way up, everybody come all the way back down onto their backs. Come into happy baby pose here for just a moment. Grabbing either the outer edges of your feet, pulling your whole back down onto the back, all the way down to your sacrum first. And then start to pull your knees down toward your armpits. Maybe it's straightening one leg to the side and then the other, like a dancing baby, maybe both legs. Beautiful. Then hug your knees back into your chest, rock and roll once or twice, come all the way up to seated. Let's take a nice forward bend. Inhale, your arms reach toward the sky as you ground down. Core is engaged even though we're folding forward. And then exhale, start to reach forward. And then take it down into your forward fold. Legs are engaged, nice and active here. You can even pretend you're squeezing a block in your upper thighs, right? Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, lift your torso halfway again. Feel your fingertips dragging back as you roll yourself all the way back down. Take your time. Really feel your core doing the work. Core is moving your body here. When you're all the way back down, let's come into shoulder stand or waterfall. Waterfall, just your legs are up. Shoulder stand, your palms come to your lower back as you pop your hips up. Tuck your tail up toward your heels, squeeze into the midline. You can shimmy your shoulders in a little bit to lift yourself up a little bit higher. Gazing at your toes above you. Sealing in this energy by reversing the blood flow here. Inversions are so important. One more breath here. As you exhale, start to let your feet fall behind your head. Coming into cloud pose. If your toes touch, release your arms down the mat, interlace them, and then kind of pull them in the opposite direction, right? So you're pulling your fists down the mat as your toes reach behind you. One more breath. As you exhale, bend your knees to either side of your head, giving your ears a little squeeze here. Karnapadasana, sending some extra love to your lower back. Inhaling. As you exhale, release your hands down the mat, start to straighten your legs. And as slowly as possible, roll yourself down onto your back, tracing an imaginary rainbow with your toes, like nice long arc here, right? Not a like little tiny horseshoe. You're taking a nice long arc with your toes, using your core. And then our last pose, shimmy your elbows down by your hips. Really press into your forearms to open your hip, pull your shoulders back, and then drop your head into that space you created. 3 times, in through your nose and out through your mouth, just clearing it all out one last time. Last time, breathe it in. As you exhale, start to tuck your chin in towards your chest, taking any last poses you need to do to complete your practice. The supine twist can sometimes feel really nice here, or just make your way to Shavasana. Letting your toes fall out, the heels to opposite corners of your mat, and really just letting that foundation that we've been working on, let the earth be the foundation, now just holding you, right? We're just like pressing up away from it, but this time just let it hold you. As your heart rate starts to go down. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly start to let your breath deepen as you inhale and exhale. Bringing small movements as you rock your head gently side to side. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Reach your arms up overhead as you inhale deeply, having a full body stretch. And as you exhale, start to gather your knees in towards your chest, pausing there to give yourself a well-deserved hug. And then rolling through either side, coming back to seated with your eyes gently closed, right? Staying in this moment for just a few more moments, just staying turned inward. When you come back up to your seat, just notice your sit bones grounding down. right? They're like the roots of a tree, really giving you a foundation and some strength there to grow. Gently engage your core here, shrug your shoulders up by your ears, roll them back, opening up your heart, opening up your lungs here, and noticing all of the space we've created in our minds, our bodies, and our hearts. We'll close our class together with Loka Samasta. Breathing in. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands together at heart center. Gently bow your chin towards your chest, taking these last few moments together to honor yourself, thank yourself, celebrate yourself, knowing that everything that you need lies right within you. Bring your prayer to your third eye, sealing in the practice and all of this energy. We bow forward together. Namaste.